The following video is brought to you by Mortal Kombat 1. Click the link down below and play it today.
It is time.
Mortal Kombat is one of the most complex and wild storylines of any gaming franchise. One that spans 30 years, many games, and now a few reboots. So for someone wanting to get into the franchise now, at the beginning of another phase of its bloody world, where do you even start? Well, this video is for you. I want to share with you the story of Mortal Kombat, at least what I think is important to know before playing Mortal Kombat 1. So let's start with the overarching picture, the universe of Mortal Kombat. In the game, we've got different realms of existence filled with different creatures and peoples and even gods. These are places like Outworld, or our little corner of the cosmos, Earth Realm. And while, like I said, each of these realms is different in its own special, unique way, they all have one thing in common: they love to fight each other. This is because long ago, the gods created some good old-fashioned bureaucracy and said that if anyone wants to conquer another realm, they must do so by choosing champions to compete in Mortal Kombat, where the aggressor must win 10 consecutive tournaments in order to conquer another realm. The story of Mortal Kombat, of course, starts with Outworld having won 9 of the last 10, and the Guardian of Earthrealm, Raiden, trying to save us by putting together a team of total badasses. Over the years, we've been introduced to many a badass, including Sonya, Jax, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, Kitana, Goro, Kano, and much more. But for the sake of this video, and the importance I think these characters play in Mortal Kombat 1, we're just going to focus on Raiden, Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, Kung Lao, and Kenshi. For a quick recap, Raiden is the protector of Earthrealm, god of thunder, and Christopher Lambert. Liu Kang is the poster boy of Mortal Kombat and the canonical winner of the first games. Kung Lao, you may know him as Knife Hat Guy, but he's also a descendant of the first Mortal Kombat Earthrealm champion. We've got Kenshi, who is the blind swordsman with telekinetic powers and the legendary sword Sento, imbued with the spirits of his ancestors. And then we have Johnny Cage, who is an actor who punched Goro in the nuts. Also, in this story, throughout the history of Mortal Kombat, there have been many villainous forces at work, too many to get into right now, but the ones that are the most important to us because of their continued threat to the cosmos are the sorcerer Shang Tsung and his on-again, off-again Emperor Shao Kahn. Their villainous plots beginning all the way back in the first game, and thus it's fitting that they're a large part in why we are where we are. Because eventually, despite all of his good intentions, Raiden falls to Shao Kahn. And in a desperate attempt to get one more chance to save Earthrealm, he sends a message to his younger self that he must win. This moment diverts the timeline away from its previous course, starting the story of Mortal Kombat 9. And there is no conceivable way that I'm gonna ever be able to explain the plots of 9, 10, 11 to you. It gets complicated. And when I mean complicated, I mean Kronika, Titan of time and space levels of complicated. So without getting too much into the weeds, Kronika is responsible for maintaining the universe's timeline. And all this Mortal Kombating has become an issue. She not only wants to bring the timeline back to its beginning, but she also wants to kill Raiden, because turns out in the previous game, he killed her son Shinnok. In order to defeat Kronika, Liu Kang and Raiden combine their powers to create Fire God Liu Kang. But in doing so, they might be falling victim to another scheme of Shang Tsung intent on becoming a god himself. But this time, if Shang Tsung wins, he'll conquer all realities. Thankfully, in the canonical version of the story, Liu Kang defeats him and gains control over Kronika's hourglass. He decides to forge a new era, one where the dark past of now multiple timelines won't play a role. And so we have Mortal Kombat 1, a game where all the things you thought you knew, well, you don't. In the Fire God's new universe, Kung Lao and Raiden are humble farmers. Kenshi has eyes, but no family sword. Turns out Johnny Cage has that. And as for Johnny, well, no matter what timeline, Johnny is Johnny, except this time, he's an actor slowly fading into irrelevance. But Liu Kang has need for his old friends once more, and recruits them for a new tournament held once every century between Outworld and Earthrealm. This tournament is much more civilized, not nearly as Mortal Kombat-y, and if anything, is a sign of goodwill on Liu Kang's behalf to Outworld. And this happier Outworld has a vibe that I kinda like. Empress Sindel is back with her daughters, and they seem to be at peace with Earthrealm. In fact, we find that many of our old enemies are now friends. However, not all are friends in this new timeline. Shang Tsung, now literally a snake oil salesman in the hinterlands of Outworld, is approached by a familiar face with the offer of great power and more. Turns out that while Liu Kang has been working hard to keep Outworld peaceful, rumor and prophecy spread that he is in fact trying to weaken it, to dominate it. Is this the work of his old nemesis Shang Tsung, or is more at play? Liu needs information, so he sends his new champions to find the sorcerer and get answers, but in doing so, they just might be falling into Shang Tsung's trap. So it appears that even though Liu Kang reset the timeline, and for at least 1,000 years there's been peace, by moving people from their previous life path or creating new relationships between those that didn't have them before, he may have made things worse. Or perhaps no matter what he tries to change, fate will always see a person become who they've always been. That is where Mortal Kombat 1 begins. It is a fascinating take on the franchise, one that I can't wait to see where it leads. It's very cool. I cannot stress this to you enough. Mortal Kombat has been doing great things with their story mode. It is super fun to engage with and to watch. Check it out yourself. Mortal Kombat 1 is out right now. If you were ever curious about this franchise or want to jump back in, now is the time.
Get away from her, you bitch. Excuse me? You know, the movie. Tiny girl, ginormous alien. Ripley! No? Seriously?
Don't leave Johnny hanging. Pick up Mortal Kombat 1 today. And thank you to Mortal Kombat 1 and WB Games for sponsoring this video.